Okay. Hi everyone. Very good evening. It's good to see some of the familiar faces and and some of the unfamiliar faces and some of the videos also. But I can see the name. Hi everyone.
Hi, hi.
Hi Dipti.
Hi, Preeti.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you as well.
No, my video is not on today.
Yeah.
We
So,
hear you. I
Yeah.
can hear you.
so we are
Yes.
all compensating for your uh,
Yes. Yes.
video.
All
Uh,
right.
there
So,
are
as we
faces.
all know, this session, Ask Anything, there is no agenda, no fixed agenda. It's this session is actually, this session is the only session without any agenda. Just be here, just be present here. It's actually the real coaching mindset, session where there is no idea. And we all are expert over here, and we all can ask whatever questions you have, just ask, and we all can together as a group will try to answer, try to solve, or whatever is needed. And that is the coaching conversations group communities ethos also is like we really want to help each other, and that was Sunil is up to on that. He has started with that thinking, and he is still with that thinking only, that we will help each other, we will grow together. So with that, um, who wants to start? Any burning question, anything? Sunil, you want to say something?
Oh, well, I think, Preeti, you may want to share why do we really have Ask Anything, first of all, right? Who is
So
it for?
yes, Sunil.
I said, who is this Ask Anything for?
Who is Ask Anything for? Ask Anything is for everyone here. So if you have any questions, anything which you are stuck at, or you want to ask, just ask the group. That is for we are here. Hi Sivani.
Hi, Shivani.
So
Hello.
So
who has that burning
just as an
question?
icebreaker, maybe, how many of the members in this call right now joined our group community very recently in the last 3 months or the last 2 months? Anybody who is absolutely new to the community?
Yeah, hi, my name is Neetu, and I'm pretty much new, I guess, just about a couple of weeks back. I joined the group, and I've been trying to actively read through all the messages. A couple of times I did, or there, but mostly see that this group exists, and wonderful to see the kind of support I see across the messages when people have questions, and this gives me confidence that I have a team without actually having a team, because I come from a corporate background. So working all alone in the whole coaching world, it feels great to see people doing the same work and connecting. So yeah, I'm relatively very new to the group.
Okay, thanks, Neetu. I think it's wonderful that you put your hand up to talk about it. So typically, whenever there's a newcomer, that's the person to rag, right? So we'll probably use you on that front.
Thanks.
No, worries. Okay, no, that was just as a joke, but I think need to ask anything. We started because Preeti, Shivani, and others used to feel that when people come new on the group, they don't know what can happen in this community, right? So that is the intent for us to start this as a program, and then you discuss any topic. We have some mentors here on this call as well. There are senior coaches here, and they can share their experiences, which you can, because there are lots of doubts in our minds. Can we do this? How do we do this? And what really happens by remaining a coach? There could be so many questions which you think are silly and nobody to ask. And this community and this group and this program that Preeti runs is really for them. It's just to ask and just share in a very safe environment because nobody judges anybody.
Wonderful, wonderful. Really grateful, Preeti, for having this forum. And I know I don't have my video on, there's no picture because I'm just logged in from my phone. I didn't want to miss this session. I actually kind of wasn't available and I was stuck with something else. So I couldn't go back to my laptop, but I was like, I'm not going to miss this. So no matter what, so I'm just logged in on my phone. And yeah, but thank you so much, Preeti, for this opportunity.
No problem. And this is a CJ's, event, and this is not my opportunity, but this one has been started as one of the event from the CJ community. So thanks to the CJ community and all the builders over here, and all of you actually because when you all join, and as Sunil was saying, many senior coaches are here, many mentors are there. When they join, these sessions go well. So with that, any questions, Neetu, in your mind?
Absolutely. I have quite a few questions. I'll put the first one, which is on the top priority list. So I'm on my way to my PCC. So the way I'm looking at it is I am directly doing my PCC because I have some 60 odd hours of training already. So I'm working towards my PCC. And while doing this, one of the things that I was really confused with is when I reach out to any coaching institute for my PCC, the remaining training hours, plus I understand that I need to have a certain number of coaching hours that I need to track, which I'm doing. From whatever I understand, I'm tracking that. But with respect to the training hours, my question again is, who actually provides these kind of trainings? When I say who, I've reached out to a couple of institutes, but what they're doing is they're charging me for a whole PCC program. And I've told them, look, I already have like a few 60 hours precisely with Symbiosis based out of the US. So I have 60 hours of training with them, which qualifies me to directly apply for the PCC training hours and then apply for my PCC. But I'm still a bit confused in terms of what exactly is that I should be looking for when I'm enrolling for my PCC with an institute for getting those training hours.
So there are many bridge courses available.
Yeah.
I think one thing that we heard, Neetu, from you is you need 125 hours for PCC, 60
Yes,
hours.
correct.
So you need an additional of 65 hours.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I've reached out to a couple of people, like I reached out to Symbiosis as well, but I felt they were charging me exorbitant, to be very honest with you. I didn't feel that, I've spent a certain amount for those 60 hours. And my whole intent was to directly go for PCC with doing those 125 hours and doing extensive coaching, because for me, I had stepped out of my corporate career and I'm trying this, as my passion. And I wanted to pursue this as both my business and my profession, to be honest with you. So for me, it is very important that because I'm paying everything out of my savings. And at the moment, it is very difficult for me to get paid clients, to be very honest with you. It gets to a stage where I do feel, is this really going to work? But I don't let that self-doubt come in, because if ever I'm at my most confident self right now, that this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And I'm going to do big. So that I'm very sure. But just that, this whole thing of how do I actually finalize, okay, those additional 65 hours, and then any institute that anybody wants to suggest that you have got those hours from and you feel it's worth getting it from them.
Neetu, what is this 60 hours? Where is it from? The
It's from
ACCR?
Symbiosis.
Is it the ACCRs
Yes.
or is this additional to the ACCRs?
This is the ACTP, if I'm not ASTP or something. I'm sorry, I don't have the exact term, but I've
Is
done it
this-
from Symbiosis. It
Is
is
this ACSTH or ACTP?
yes, ACSTH. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Vijayashree want to answer?
No, go ahead, Preeti.
So, as Sandeep was saying, there are so many bridge courses are available where if you have ACHTS certificate already, you can go for the ACTP. There is a fast track. There's a bridge courses where you don't have to do the previous one. So for the
Yes.
PCC also, where the institutes where they are doing the direct PCC also, they will ask you to stop, they will ask you not to do first few classes and then join from the middle or something
Okay.
to go forward
Okay.
for the PCC. That is there. So ask for the bridge courses.
Okay.
Wherever you talk to or any institute, just ask for the bridge courses. So that is
Okay.
one of the way. And I really wanted to congratulate you on finalizing that year. You really want to do that, and you are very clear on that, and now we can hear you on that. So
Thank you.
the institute from where I did was from Coast Transformation Academy in Dubai, and they had the bridge course. So I did my ACSTH from a different institute and then did ACTP from the another institute. So
Okay.
in that way, you can find it out. There are some bridge
Okay.
courses.
You can also check out the level 2 programs. So you
Level
have
2 programs.
the level
Yeah.
2 programs, which will give you 65 hours of training plus
Yeah.
10 hours of mentoring. Plus,
Mentoring.
they will
Yeah.
also evaluate your recording. So once you do all
Yeah.
3 things and you have 500 hours, you can then apply to ICF. And when they find these 4 things are in order, then they
Yeah.
will send you the exam link, which is the 5th requirement for you to get your PCC. So I also did my PCC directly. So I did my ACC training and then PCC training and did it directly. I did not go for ACC.
Oh, okay, great. And you did that from an institute in India?
Pocharya, yes.
Pocharya. Okay, yeah, I reached out to them and I do have their, they did describe what exactly they're going to do. But I just wanted to, because we are a community here and I've been wanting to put this question across on the group, but I think I just held myself back. I don't know why I shouldn't have done that, but I'm glad I got to speak about it. So thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, there are other institutes as well, Neeta. You can actually go on the ICF website and check the institutes that are empaneled with ICF. So there's Navgati, there's GMC, which is based in Singapore. There's one that Vijay did her program.
Grow More Avenues. Yeah.
Grow More, yeah.
Okay, lovely. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and there are not so famous institutes also,
Yes.
which might give you a reasonable, which might give you, the level 2 bridge program at a reasonable cost.
Yes.
Okay, lovely. Thank you so much.
Meetu has a hand up. Meetu, did you want to add to this discussion?
Yes, actually, this is good evening, everyone. This is just a curiosity question extending from Neetu's question. That many coaches I've seen putting PCC and then putting EMCC. So, is it like after doing ACC and PCC, one can choose to do EMCC or ICF MCC?
So EMCC is another institute like ICF.
It's another accreditation body, actually.
Accreditation body.
From European body.
European body, and it is mentoring and coaching. It's not just coaching. So ICF is predominantly coaching and EMCC. So an EMCC has 3 levels. They also have 3 levels. It's called practitioner, senior practitioner, master practitioner, I think. Like we have ACC, PCC, and MCC.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I
thanks.
remember, Meetu, just to add, I remember in one of our conversations sometime back, one of the coaches had actually posted saying the client was asking for EMCC coaches. Okay, so there could be a situation where an organization is a European organization and they're asking for an EMCC certificate accreditation, not ICF, right? So they are 2 different bodies, independent, and both add equal amount of value. I and Sandeep are incidentally discussing this, saying EMCC is great, but they don't seem to be spending as much money as ICF is in promoting. Yeah, but both are great in itself.
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that for me.
I can see hand of Ruma. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ruma. I have done my ACC and PCC training. I'm not credentialed yet at all. So I want to do straight PCC. And my question was that, what's a good way to kind of evaluate a recording to see, check for readiness? Because of course there is a list of PCC markers, but I feel that, I mean, it's easy to sort of focus on some of them and not be able to catch some of the others. So what's a good way to understand, what's a good recording for PCC, if you can guide me on that?
I would strongly recommend record all your peer coaching, pro bono coaching, client coaching, and put it into a transcript or keep listening to it and mark it against the markers. And see, personally, I'm not a great believer that you have to have a ACC or PCC to be a good coach. You have to have these, just embody those principles and embody the mindset, coaching mindset. And if you can deliver a great job, you will not be too worried about the ICF. You have to, there's a beautiful guidelines, perfect guidelines, well thought through guidelines. And if you go to Europe, or my entire network in the Europe, the entire community is not ACC or PCC, but they are doing tremendous job impacting beautiful organizations and minds and individuals and communities by embodying these principles. So if you can set aside the thought that I need an ACC and PCC and focus on embodying those principles, then you will be able to clearly see from your recording, how am I performing against the marker?
Okay.
Shed away the pressure of that ACC, PCC is what I will say. Because from the more I speak to a lot of young coaches, I'm seeing that the pressure is there and the pressure influences them. It is good to shed that first, and then start. You are your own best critic. Nobody can be better than you. You're your best critic. Where we will need guidance is certain areas we will not be able to identify that we are missing out the markers. There we need a mentor. So first level of critic, you can do it yourself, and then take your, where you feel, I have done a good job, you can take that and go to a mentor.
Okay.
You can just put the markers and put an Excel sheet and say, recording 1, recording 2, recording 3, recording. I have literally done 100 of them. Yeah, until then you won't gain your confidence. You have to be confident, right? So you can keep fine-tuning it and refining it and refining it. And it's a never-ending refinement.
Right.
Yeah. Best wishes, Ruma.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Vijayashree. Ruma, when I was doing my transcript, I used to just take my transcript and I used to put the markers in front of my transcript, what I have covered over here. It is obviously our markers are not going to be in a 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4. It will be somewhere. So just go backward and see if I have attended those markers in my transcript or not. Just try to learn from there. And as Vijayashree was saying, just forget about the credential. When you do the recording, do it as you actually are embodying your coaching mindset. You are there in your full self. Your presence is up to mark. Your trust building is up to mark. Just go with those things. And if you have all of those things present over there, your markers will be covered, most of them. Then only the left one will be 3.1 to 3.4 and the 8 one, which also can be easily covered if you are not thinking about the markers.
Okay. All right. Thank you. This is very helpful. Thank you.
It's just an extension of that question to the others here, some of the mentors and some experienced coaches. Now that you have this ChatGPT and AI and all of that stuff, so if you were to feed that into ChatGPT, would it be able to tell you how you're scoring against the markers automatically? If you put the transcript into it, has anybody tried that?
I haven't tried that. That's a great idea, actually, and that's a great place for creativity, and it's a tool that can really help young coaches. It's a good idea, Sunil.
Yeah, so only one thing happens in Ray Notes. Sometimes it gives you a marker, it gives you an indication that you are touching a competency, but it doesn't identify which is the competency.
Oh,
But Ray Notes might reach there soon. Ray
yeah,
Notes is doing.
they're already there. Yes, they can and just upgrade it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would definitely want to try out ChatGPT once.
But
Because
Sunil, you know, when you do it manually, you learn it a lot when you do it manually, because then you go and reflect on that.
no, I
And
completely
that
agree.
is a very important step for a coaches, because whatever I have done right there, what would I have, like, what can I do in my next one also, or what would I have done, what I should not have done, if these all reflections come from there.
Missed
No, I
opportunity.
completely agree. I completely agree. It is just that I was just wondering when this point came up, because at times, like what Vijayashree said, you don't even know what to identify, but will the tool help you identify that, okay, you're following this, you don't know that you identified. So sometimes an AI may help,
Yeah.
but sometimes it may misguide you as well. So
Yeah,
you
the
have to
problem
be
is AI
experienced.
is still not that fine-tuned, but yes, but we can get there though.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
think at a
sorry.
transactional level, it can check, like, if
Right.
it just has to check. But I think at a deeper level, I mean, are you actually listening to the client? Are you actually being curious? Because like markers are the behavioral indicators of the
Yeah.
competencies.
Have you asked open-ended questions? right?
Questions, yeah. Like, have you allowed the client to speak more than you?
Yeah, yeah, 80-20 rule. We can check that. Yes. Yeah, it can do. Looks like there's a scope. There's a tool, Sunil. You have a business idea actually.
Yeah, I think some of our coaches here should try. I have
Hmm.
not been doing as many transcript, I think, for some time now. But yes, maybe for the next task, and I think somebody can share their experience of this.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, what I was saying was some of it we can, but I don't think we can completely rely on it, because a lot of learning, like Vijay was saying, happened because I analyzed like hundreds of my recordings as well. Transcript, identified which competency is being showcased here. What was the missed opportunity? How could it be, framed better? If I was asking too wordy questions, what could I have asked
I
instead?
would love to add something there. When I did my reflection, right, it was not just did I meet all the competencies? What stopped me from using that competency? That was a bigger reflection for me, because each time you know the competencies, you have to embody all this mindset. You do your grounding and you go into the conversation, but something happens in there that doesn't help me, right? So for me to identify that and then come out and clear it, that was the key. It was just not mapping the competencies. I had to peel my own onions first, right? Yeah, and that's what I keep telling all the young coaches, that peer coaching or pro bono coaching is not for you to gain hours or to just see if you're getting those competencies. It is also for you to, make yourself as clear as possible, as clear as a water, or as clear as a prism, so that you can allow others to pass through you.
That's a beautiful metaphor.
New one. Prism.
Yeah.
Never heard prism.
Yes, yes.
That's what I felt when I went through it. That's what I felt. So I always use this metaphor.
Nice. New one for me. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I recently did 3 transcripts, and I found they were completely different in the way I was present at that time. And that gave me a very good indication as to what is happening. Yeah, it's very useful. I mean,
Yes, it's a very, very good.
So I don't see any other questions. Anybody else raising hands? Otherwise, I'll go next.
this has a question.
You can go next. I'll go then.
Oh, no. Mine is general activity, but if you have something, please go and ask.
Okay.
Okay. What is?
So recently, my problem is like when a coachee stops talking, I take a few seconds and then I think in the background some analysis going on which question will be most appropriate. Then I put out that question. So that period of time where I'm in that thinking mode, I lose means I'm not present. So how do I overcome that? It's not like a flow. They ask us, they talk and then I talk. It's not like that. There is a visible gap there. Any suggestions there?
Vijayashree, want to go?
So you said, na, Jissy, presence. The presence should not be disconnected from the coachee. The presence comes from the coachee. You are connected to the coachee. The question has to come from the coachee's energy, not from your energy. So you are disconnected, then you are like, what question should I ask? What is the right question? That's not the point. Connect to the energy of the coachee. For that, you will have to presencing. And presencing is not being present. Presencing is in tune to the presence of the coachee. Your energy should be in a dance with the coachee. It should be so connected that the question need not come from your prefrontal cortex. It will come from the energy of the client to your energy, and the question will be an automatic flow. It is not even in your control. The only thing that is in your control is the way you put it out.
Jissy, if I don't wear the coach hat here for a second, and everybody who starts on a coaching journey go through this exactly. You've probably gone into the level 2 already, okay? Because the level 1 is even before the coachee asks the question, you're already thinking what question I should ask next. At least you have got to the stage where
Right.
So that's the level 1 of coaching that we are all used to.
You see, practice presencing. Practice presencing. When you say practice presencing, you have to practice connecting with the energy of the person. So that's called integral presence. And from the beginning of time, you need to map your breath with the breath of your client. The breath will match. Once your breath matches, the energy connects. You should also be in a very grounded space, but connect the energy. And you need practice. As you practice, you will see it happening.
And one thing which is...
Are there any other tricks available? Anybody else?
Yeah.
To do this?
So, Sunil, I was saying a very important one more thing is take away the burden of yours that you have to ask the questions. And that question has to be perfect. Take away that burden from yourself. I remember one of the mentor used to tell us, don't put the client as a monkey on your back. So don't do that. Don't think that it is your responsibility, that you have to ask a great question and you have to ask the question. And when that thinking comes, you start thinking that which one would be the best question, which one would be the right question for the coachee. There is no right or wrong question. There is actually no right or wrong. It's just whatever with that connect, with that energy, whatever is coming, that is the right question. And that also you never know what will actually be helpful for the coachee. It is coachee's responsibility, it is coachee's journey, but just be there, present there. That is your job as a coach. So take away that responsibility.
I see Deepti raising a hand there. You want to add something? Deepti?
Yeah, I just wanted to add, and thanks Preeti for saying that, because that's what was going on in my mind. And I felt my view on what Jissy said was that it's okay. He doesn't have to come up with a question right away. So if he takes time, I mean, I don't think, at least that's what I have learned from my mentor in my education or the course when we went through, that it doesn't have to come immediately. It's okay to think. It's okay, and not think too much right, wrong. I mean, as all of you just now said, it is whatever comes at that time in your mind, that energy, somebody used the word, and from what the client is saying. So I just wanted to add that, is that the right way to think or not? I mean, at least that's what I feel is right.
Preeti, adding to that, you're absolutely right. The question has to come automatically. Jesse said that he paused, and in during that pause, he uses that time to identify the right question. So that was the suggestion, that do not spend that time in identifying the right question. Connect back to the energy of the client.
Sure. Yeah, I definitely agree to that. Thank you.
One follow-up question here. So if I might ask, what usually drives curiosity of the coach, then what might be the answer?
I think we have Neetu who has raised her hand. Neetu, is it adding on to this or is it
No,
the next question?
yeah, I mean, Jesse can complete, and I just have something to say. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesse, I missed it. Can you repeat? I didn't hear it.
Yeah, I can repeat that. Maybe you want to go now? I'll ask the question.
Yeah, I just I'm so grateful that you asked that question, and we got so much of reflections. Like, we do suspend judgment when we are talking to the client, but as Deepti said, I am also not able to suspend judgment on myself. I do think, did this question work or not, or could I have asked a better question? So suspending judgment on myself as a coach also, I think that's so important. That is what I wanted to say. Yeah.
So true, Meetu. Meetu, it's an evolution process. That's where next time when you reflect or you hear your recording, you can reflect and get yourself coached, self-coached or mentor coached or peer coached. And you will be able to, if you're able to identify, then the awareness is there. If awareness is there, then acceptance, and you have to move on to, taking an action on it. That's all. It's as simple as that. I'm sure you'll be able to do it.
Yeah. Thank you.
I can see
One for-
Mehman also raising. I think it's on the same topic, right?
Yeah. So I just wanted to add, my mentor coach used to tell me, relax, it's not your show. Stop trying to perform. So when you stop trying to perform, you could listen better. And once you listen, that's where your presencing comes in. Just be actively listening with curiosity. So it's no more about you performing. So yeah, I think we just need to really relax when we get into it and stop trying to perform.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Norman. Okay, so go ahead. Vibhas, you want to go?
No, it's okay. I don't have any question.
So when I was reflecting about it, so what was coming in my mind is, what usually drives the curiosity of a coach? Do you have any?
Vijayashree is smiling.
Yes, Jeffrey, go ahead.
No, I would wait. I'll reserve my comments right now. Beautiful question. Jesse, that's a beautiful, beautiful question. And I can't thank you enough for that.
Seriously, I'm struggling.
I will wait for everybody to.
So I think we are waiting for you to respond. But
Anyone else want to answer this one?
I don't want to answer it, but what I have noticed is that my different states evoke different states of curiosity. And it's not about the presence, it's just that I think it's very surprising, but yeah, which I was mentioning, I looked at 3 transcripts, almost done at the same time. Just the slight difference was there, and the type of questions, the curiosity that I was, the focus that was there was so different. I was myself surprised, and then I looked at it and I found that it was my state at that time that determined a lot. Yeah, that's all I want to say. And I am as slow a speaker. I have not done any coaching with you, so I can't comment on that. But I am a very slow, responder. I take my own time and I don't feel any hesitation or any, I'll say, what is the right word, I don't have any self-judgment is a very strong word, but I don't, I'm fine with that, that's how I am. So there are people who are deep thinkers and there are people who can speak at the speed of a lightning. I'm not that, so I am who I am. Yeah, over to you, Vijayashree. I think you can answer GC's question.
Dr. Bibas, we are not able to hear
Yeah.
you.
I think he's talking to someone else. And
I have a question. This is a practical one. First of all, many times when you are asking, let's say, according to you have asked a good question, and the person has taken little time to analyze that. When he analyzed and gave you the answer back, according to you felt very good, excellent, because the analysis that person has done is so good according to you. How would you acknowledge it? I have seen and been told in our classes also various different things, saying that you cannot acknowledge, you cannot say excellent, you cannot say good. It shows your biasness. You're giving your 2 points on this. But on the other side, if we go through the competencies and the markers also, there is that you have to acknowledge the client for his insights, for his talents and all these things. It's a very clear cut, it is written. So saying very good or excellent, how it stops? Because I know the text part of it, they said that, no, you cannot say this. You have to say a different way, in a roundabout way, you have to say this. According to me, this is any transaction, any conversation, if it goes in the realm of little artificial thing, I feel the power of that particular transaction gets lost. So I want to ask my friends over here, if you can give me very simple, that this is the way probably you can acknowledge. That's my question.
Okay. So Vijayashree, you were about to take the GC's question first. Can we take that before we go to Dr. Vivas?
GC, your question was, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. What drives a curiosity of a coach when he is about to ask a question?
Okay. What is the purpose of the coach in the coachee engagement?
So the coach is to be a thinking partner.
Okay. What else?
Try to awareness from what is the purpose of coach? Just to be a partner in the journey from a place where there is not much energy to a higher, more empowered state.
Okay. What else comes up? What is the purpose of the engagement?
Purpose of engagement. attend to the coach's agenda, whatever. it is.
Coach's agenda, and help and partner them through a transformation that they are seeking.
Right.
They are in point A, they want to go to point B.
Right.
Now, as a coach, what is the mindset you need to go with?
Mindset should go with. Please, I'm not sure. Growth, there are a lot of mindset things, growth mindset, fixed mindset, positive mindset, negative mindset. So which question is means I'm not able to.
So my question is, what is the coach's mindset?
Mindset.
You have a genuine interest for what you're doing, right? Where is that interest coming from? To help the client move from point A to B. That is your goal. Because you're not a mentor, you cannot advise, right?
Right.
You're not training the person, you're not counseling, you're not doing. You are only a coach where we are not doing any of the other roles, where we are playing a very powerful role of helping through the partnership to move them from a point A to point B. So there is a genuine interest in the client, right? It's like seeing a James Bond movie. The coach's story becomes your movie, right? Then you're seeing it with so much of interest, so much of passion, and so much of curiosity. That is where the curiosity comes. I'm a mirror to you. I have to show every side of the mirror. Not only the mirror that is having problems. I have to show you the mirror, the side which is looking good, the side which you have not seen, the side which you are missing out. So we act as a mirror and we show them every aspect or perspective for them to get the awareness, and we build a safe space to have the acceptance too. So the curiosity comes from the need to be genuine to help the client. The genuinity of the coach to help the client to transform is what drives curiosity. It is not the need to be the best coach. It is not the need to ask the right questions. That is not the need there. The need is the genuine interest that this person wants to move from point A to point B and needs help. And I am that catalyst. I have a powerful role, yet a simple one, to play. There is a responsibility, but the responsibility is to partner and give that space to them and help them by being a mirror, being a catalyst, being that prism. Any metaphor. Sometimes you are even a Sherpa, right? Helping them to go in the right direction. That is what, am I answering your question? Does it make sense? I mean,
actually, I was just trying to think whether actually when I'm thinking also at that time, my muscles are getting stiffened up. So I'm just thinking whether that will go away if I'm kind of genuinely interested there. Just thinking.
Yeah, because when you said you don't need to be the best coach, I heard your there. So I was like, you can let go of that. Then the muscle stiffness will also go and you will connect to the energy of the client.
I'd be a good coach. No.
Of course you'll be.
Right, very, very rightly said, Vijayashree, that you actually need to let go of the need of the being, good coach. The key is a genuine interest. Just be there with all your authentic self. That's it. Be genuine. Yeah. You really want to know about them because you're partnering with them. You are just Just do the salsa dance with them.
Yes.
Yeah, and do the analysis later on, the reflection later on.
Mm,
At that
mm,
moment, don't try to do all those things, because the moment you do that, you will lose your presence.
yeah.
So we'll come to Dr. Vivas' question.
Which will be the last question.
Yes, Sandeep, thank you for reminding that. So that would be the last question. And who wants to answer that?
Deepti, what is your take on Dr. Vivas' question?
I have forgotten the question. I was so involved in what Jesse was talking and you telling Jesse that I've forgotten what the question was. I was very present.
That's a good one.
Dr. Basu, you
Do
want
I
to
repeat this?
Yes,
Dr.
please.
Vivas,
Dr.
yeah.
Vivas, yes, actually you
Yeah.
have to repeat it because we have lost that one with the because we are
No,
so present in
I'm
this
saying that
Acknowledgement, yeah.
I'm saying that
Yeah.
whenever we are discussing, it's
Yeah.
being told that you should not
Yes.
say excellent, very good, mind-boggling, awesome, and all these kind of statement. Even if you feel that the person has replied with a lot of analysis and done very well. So the reason is given that the moment you see very excellent, that person stops thinking. You are already in the giving him you are not letting him go through his exploration. So, but when I look into the competencies, there it is very clearly written that you have to acknowledge the talent, insights of your coachee. So it's a sort of encouragement, not that every time when we say excellent or very good, it says that yes, I am with you. You go on. It's not that excellent, I am giving qualitatively, it's an excellent answer. So my question is sometimes it is contradicting. And naturally, this type of thing comes in me to tell that person, I am with you, please go on. And on the other side, there are people say that you are putting your judgment into it. So what one person should do?
I can tell what I do. I do acknowledge, but I don't say excellent and good. I say, I stop there and I say, I want to acknowledge your courage or your deep self exploration, whenever, whatever is suitable. I acknowledge, and sometimes I even say, I congratulate you on having come up with this kind of exploration. I don't use good and excellent, definitely, but I do acknowledge in these ways.
Okay. Any other insights from anybody else?
Because actually, there are some researchers who are saying that labeling a person as good or bad or excellent, that is kind of counterproductive. They'd like to hold on to that. So what instead they are suggesting is try to appreciate their effort or insights or whatever that is. So that is kind of like encouraging them to put more effort, or they have their own theories. So that is what that I do, but I try not to label a person irrespective of anything like yeah, you are good, you are something like not sure if
Okay.
that
So
helps. At
anyway,
least
I think since Sandeep has said this is positively the right last question, I don't want to drag it, but to be very honest, I'm not very satisfied with this answer. So because I feel it curbs a person's natural transaction. The way we normally say many times good or very good does not mean that I'm leading him. I'm saying I'm with you. I'm with you. You keep on exploring your path. So the way I'm saying that in a normal transaction is there, normal discussion is there, I'm following that. while coming into the this coaching session, at times it feels maybe I have to do a lot of exploration. I'm trying to do that probably little bit of unnatural, I would say not very normal way we behave. We do it little bit complicated way to fulfill all the whatever there in the text. But I feel at times there is some gap between what is written and what we understand in the text. So I think when Sandeep, this next time when you have this session, probably that time I will take up this question little early in the session so that other people can also reflect and also tell. But anyway, Jesse and Vijayashree, I think.
I will not
and,
answer your question. I did not
Oh,
touch your
acha,
question
you,
at all.
Okay.
okay. So would you like to give me some feedback or your?
The reason why I did not attempt to answer your question is we need time, one. Second is we need to see where you're using this appreciation at what point of time.
Yeah,
Without knowing
yeah.
or seeing that, if we comment, it will become wrong. Because as you rightly said, ICF does say that you have to encourage at the right moment. Now, we do not know when you're using all these, right? So we cannot comment on that. So we need to understand what triggers you to appreciate your client and is it wrong? So maybe if you go to your mentor and show your recording or your transcript and ask for feedback, that would be the right thing to do. That is where you
That I am doing. I'm doing it. And but this answer is also I like. One has to see the timing in the what context you were saying this. That probably will be one of the indicator whether you are on the right track or not.
Yes, you can.
But anyway, thank you very much.
You can read your transcript.
Yeah. All. So thanks all my friends who have attempted to maybe make me a little more wiser or make me a little more confused. But I will definitely take up from there and I will spend much more time. Come back to you. If not in the group, maybe individually I will come back to you.
Best wishes. I'm sure you'll do a great job and evolve.
I saw David also raising his hand, but he physically raised his hand, and I see Deepthi having raised her hand on the.
Yeah, I just will quickly say I don't have a question for now, but for next time, there is one thing in my mind is how do you people do the transcripts on your own? Because I used Ray Notes. So because you talked so much in the beginning, I didn't get a chance at that time to ask that. So maybe for the next session or maybe one-on-one.
Don't wait till the next session. Just ask on the conversation.
Put it on the group.
Yeah, maybe on one-on-one on the group, I will ask that. Yeah, because I really cannot understand how to do that. So yeah.
Just post it in the coaching conversation group. That would be the right. There, everyone will answer. David, do you want to ask something?
I just wanted to ask if I can add something to the answers, if I can, as a check if it can be correct or not. When we say good or excellent, what's happening is also that we are giving a treat to the coach, and so the relationship that we set up becomes like even if they don't really realize, it becomes like I'm doing something in order to be acknowledged by my coach, and they stop and we go back to what we were saying before. They stop thinking. They do it to hear from us. Good job. And this is also sort of a belittling situation, because it's the relation that there is between a teacher and a kid. Like, good job, right? Instead, it's not making those acknowledgements that are part of a different type of relationship, like a kid or in our everyday life. Not having those acknowledgements might sound like rude at times, maybe, or like we are not acknowledging that they are making an effort. But as Deepthi was saying before, we actually acknowledge just with different terms. But we have to be mindful that we don't want to establish that kind of relationship, like where they are expecting to say something correct to hear, good job. I don't know if that's anything that should be corrected in what I said.
No, you're right. We are not a teacher at all. We are not a teacher. We are not but from what I heard Dr. Biswas said, I felt that he has done all this basics. Now he is gone and he's analyzing it at a very different level of a mentor giving a feedback and what the ICF principles are saying, and he's connecting them is what is my take, my understanding. And that's why
Absolutely.
I was feeling that he needs to go through the recording and see where he is doing that. What you said is absolutely right, David, and what Deepti said is also absolutely right, that we do acknowledge. Where we acknowledge is the key, and how we acknowledge is the key. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very well said, Vijayashree. And others. And with that, we are at 8. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining this session, for being there, for answering all the questions, for asking all the questions. That is also very important. And this Ask Anything is all about asking the questions. And thank you for raising those questions. Any other questions if you have in mind before we have another session next month, you can post in the group. Coaching Conversation is a group where you can post any questions, and we and many mentors are there and many senior coaches are there who are happy to help always. So with that, anything you want to add, Sandeep, Sunil?
No, nothing else. Thanks. Have a great evening. Have a great week and a great month.
Thank you all.
Have a great year.
Wonderful. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.